What's the area in your life where you're feeling stuck and restrained? You want to accomplish something new, but it just feels like there are so many reasons that you cannot reach that goal. Truth is, most of the time we're feeling stuck, not because of where we are today. You have accomplished amazing things already. You have already reached amazing goals. You have already done so much. Those are not the things that are keeping you stuck. Most of the time, it's things from the past that are keeping us stuck. Living in this town isn't so easy because you are actually living in two countries. You see, one side, the side that I'm on right now, is in Canada, and I am not allowed to cross over to the other side. There's this invisible line, this invisible border, and it looks like I should just be able to walk across, but there are cameras on each side of the road that make it illegal for me to cross because I'm illegally entering on the other side. There's a border, a limitation of what I'm allowed to do. Now, there are ways that I can get to the other side. Anybody that lives on that side of the road, if they want to come visit their neighbor on this side of the road, they actually have to go through passport control, immigration. So if you're living on the US side, you'll have to drive to the Canadian border. And if you're living on the Canadian border, you'll have to drive through immigration on the US border. Really have to take an effort to break that barrier and that limitation. We can't see some of these limitations, and that's what makes it so tricky. If I just walk across the line here, there's a border patrol just down the road, and they're going to catch up with me. And the same is true when we have these old beliefs, and they catch up with us too. Maybe it's because you keep making the same mistakes over and over again. It's simply because there's a barrier there, and you haven't figured out how to break through, what you need to do to cross to the other side, to make that goal attainable, achievable. Now, this border here has been around for a long time. It's really a historical border, if you want. There were 12 borders, these small borders between the Canadian and US side alongside the Vermont region. And this is one of them. It was built, if I remember correctly, in the 30s. So there's a lot of history, and people here have had to navigate this border crossing for generations now. We also carry some of these beliefs with us through generations. Maybe something that you were taught was taught to somebody in a generation before. And just like these neighbors have to navigate these boundaries, we have to navigate those boundaries too, because you can navigate them. And when you navigate them, that's when you're able to break through and create something new. One way to discover these hidden borders that we have in our lives is to ask yourself, what is the recurring challenge that just keeps coming back? Maybe it's the same wrong person that you end up with every single time, or maybe it's the same type of argument, or it's always the same reason. Somebody that worked with me, she found that it didn't matter how many jobs she got, she always ended up in the same place in her career, always frustrated with the company she was with, always blaming the company that they were wronging her. And the truth was, it wasn't the company, it was really her and the way she was selecting. That was her hidden border. So ask yourself, what are your hidden borders, your hidden limitations that are from the past that are no longer necessary? What if you just brought them to light and realized them for what they are? They're a limitation, they're a border, they're a limit to what you can achieve. Once you're able to identify those hidden beliefs by looking for patterns, that's when the magic begins. That's when you can start doing something about it. Now, behind me, you'll see the Canadian border on one side, and you'll see the US border on the other side. This is how people navigate the borders here. And there are lots of interesting rules of what you're able to do and not to. Where do you cross? How do you cross? You can't stop on one side of the road, and there are cameras to make sure. So there are lots of rules that people here know how to navigate. So where in your life are you noticing that invisible barrier in your life? Let's call it out. Let's call it out so that you can do something with it. And what are the steps that you can take to keep moving forward? Don't accept that that limitation is there, because you deserve more than living a life feeling stuck. Share in the chat below, and let's inspire each other. With that, trust yourself, trust the journey, and see you next time.